5 years later, the moral taint remains. Americans have never fully reckoned with the mass government-sanctioned child abuse committed in our name as thousands of immigrant children are torn from their parents. Worse, as Donald Trump and other Republican politicians threaten further extrajudicial punishment of immigrants if the White House is returned, we may be sleepwalking into greater atrocities in the years to come. For those with hazy memories, in 2018, the Trump administration systematically separated 5,000 refugee children from their parents. This family separation policy, also known as zero tolerance, was intended to inflict cruelty on immigrants who exercise their legal right to seek asylum so intolerable that it would deter any individual from seeking asylum in the United States. As Trump recently put it, when tell a family we're going to separate you if they don't come. His rule failed on the deterrence side but succeeded on the cruelty side. Both teenagers and young children were taken from their parents. The government did not even keep a record of separations. Many parents had no way of determining where their children were or even if they were alive. Follow this author. Follow Catherine Rampell's insights for a brief, dignified moment. American voters were horrified. The family separation program has historically been an unpopular policy and has fared worse in polls than any major bill of the previous 30 years. Maybe public disagrees on how to fix the immigration system or what to do about border. But we at least mostly agreed that using state power to traumatize children is morally repugnant. Democratic politicians, including presidential rival Joe Biden, have expressed outrage at the treatment of these families and promised reunification and compensation. Some Republican lawmakers also condemned Trump's policies, facing political pressure and lawsuits. Trump officially ended the program without reuniting the already separated families. The issue has since faded from the headlines and public consciousness, apparently fearing political backlash. The Biden administration pulled the plug on a deal negotiated with affected families in late 2021. Dozens of lawsuits filed by these families continue to languish in court. In fact, it was only this week that former Trump administration officials were finally ordered to testify in any of these cases. 5 years after separation policy officially ended, some 1,000 children still have not been reunited with their families. According to Lee Geland, lead attorney on the lawsuits filed by American Civil Liberties Union, Geland notes that some of these children now spend almost their entire lives without their parents. Americans don't care. Worse, the bloodlust for persecuting immigrants seems to be increasing. This is partly because number of asylum seekers arriving at border has increased following pandemic emergency, and cities where asylum seekers arrived are having difficulty